Welcome to Moonlit Fly Fishing, fly tying night tonight. I'm Brandon Moon, and tonight we're going to be tying up a really cool variation of a Morrish hopper pattern. I call this the Morrish Salmon Skater. I'm going to tie this as a salmon fly variation. You can fish it as a cicada, salmon fly, or even during the hopper season as well, so it makes it very versatile. And we hope you enjoy this pattern, and we'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let us know what your favorite salmon fly is to fish during the salmon fly hatch, and like and subscribe to the video. We'll see you next time. The hook that we're going to be using today is the Moonlit Premium TOGATTA ML 411. We're tying a number 6. We tie this anywhere from a size 6 to 10. The thread we're using is Semperfli Classic Wax Burnt Orange in 8/0. We'll start that right behind the eye of the hook, and we're just going to wrap a nice smooth underbody all the way back to the bend of the hook. And it's nice and important to get a nice underbody here. We'll trim that out with our razor blade. Now I'm going to have a pre-cut piece of foam, and this is the black and orange 2mm zero gravity foam. Cut the width of the hook gape and then stacked on top of each other. Cut just a little bit longer than the hook shank, the length. And then you see that I did put a little slit through the middle of the body from the one point where I trimmed it out. I'm going to set that on, and the back side of the taper goes to the bend of the hook. And then I'm just going to have that thread move forward up to just in front of the hook point. We'll secure that down on top of that glue. This is going to help seat that body on top of and into that hook there. So now I've knotted some Semperfli SilliLegs Fire Burnt Orange, and I'm just going to take and measure that so that the leg goes just to the bend of the hook where the knot is. And then I've tied another knot on the other side, the opposite direction, so that they both lay out properly. Now I'm going to wrap in front of that leg just so that I lock it in place. Again, I'm going to measure that leg so it's just back to the bend of the hook. Now I'll take my thread and lock it in. You can see I'm using short tag ends on this just because I like to do that and have less waste on my material. Once I've got that in, I'm going to take a little bit of super glue, and I'm just going to put it on my thread, and this is going to help seat those legs and hold them in place. So we'll just take the glue on that thread, wrap it in, and seat it in. Once I've done that, I'll trim out my tag ends. Not completely flush, but as flush as can be. We'll maneuver that one just a little bit before we trim it. Trim that out, and you can see there's just a little nub left, but nothing super noticeable. Now I'm going to trim the legs, the hind legs, just back past the tail of the fly. Once we've got that, we're going to use Semperfli Predator fibers. You can use an EP fiber. The Hogfish Hogwing works great. We're using a black for this salmon fly. And I'm just going to do a couple loose wraps, pull it forward, then I'm going to do a crisscross wrap going up so that I can segment this body here. So I'm splitting the rest of that distance in half. Now I'm going to secure my predator fibers up there, and this is just going to help make sure that they don't come out when a fish gets to them. I crisscross back over, secure that down. Now I'm going to cut my wing at a taper so that it goes just past the tail end of this fly. I've got another 2mm piece of the orange foam cut with a little bit of a tip there, and I'm just going to cover this wing up, add a little bit more foam to float, crisscross back up again, And this is a guide fly because it doesn't take very much. It's really strong, durable, and then it's going to be very effective as well. So now that I've got that in, I'm just going to trim that out nice and short. Trim out any ends there so that it doesn't overlap the body. Now I'm going to take the other half of my SilliLegs and I'm going to fold them over so the tips align. And I'm going to measure these tips to go just back to where the back legs are tied in. A couple loose wraps, then I'm going to grab and move them to the sides. And I want them to sit right where the orange and the black foam meet each other. Once I've got those in place, I'll just give another couple wraps just to secure it down. Now we'll take some more super glue, and again this is going to seat the legs in, but it's also going to help seat our whip finish. So we'll wrap 2 or 3 times, make sure the glue's in, take our whip finish tool, and we're just going to whip finish this fly here. I like 3 turns, so I'm going to do 3 turns. And with that glue, this is going to dry and sit right into that glue and give me a nice good head knot here. We'll trim that out with the snip tool. Now I'm going to take and pull my legs forward just in front of the hook there, and just about a hook eye to 2 hook eyes in front of that hook eye, I'm going to trim that out. And there you have the Morrish Salmon Skater. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.